Commission, INEC, will be conducting the governorship election in Edo State. INEC will be supported by the police and other security agencies in the conduct of this election. The roles of the police and other security agencies are clearly defined in the Electoral Act. I want to say that we are aware of the importance of our roles, and we are committed to discharging these roles with excellence. We will be impartial, we will be professional, and will be vigilant while providing level playing ground for all the political parties and their candidates. Quasi-security organizations will not be allowed to take part in this election. They will not be allowed to intervene in the election security, just as we have done in previous elections. It is only the police and other security agencies that will be lawfully deployed for the security of this election. I want to say that we should also not continue to overemphasize the impact of the police on the outcome of election. INEC has devised innovations, new ways of conducting elections in the country. Therefore, the impact of the police is minimal on the outcome of this election. We should not overheat the polity by always calling out the police once election is drawing near. We have deployed our men. The men we are deploying have been trained, and they will discharge their duties professionally. We are also deploying senior officers to supervise the conduct of the men that we are deploying. We are confident that we are going to have a peaceful outcome in Edo State. For those who may be thinking of using violence to disrupt the election, I have a warning for them. Any person or persons found bearing any type of offensive weapon on the day of election will be treated instantly as an armed criminal. I urge our youths to shun temptations and to refuse to be manipulated by those who may want to cause disruption of the exercise. We are very serious with our warnings, and we are committed to providing adequate security for this election. I thank you.
And that is the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, talking about the Edo elections. September the 21st is upon us. And the ripple effects of everything that's been happening is coming to the fore. For those who haven't been following this story, the reason why he's talking about the police is because many people, well, at least the PDP in Edo State is accusing the police of being partisan, picking up a lot of their members, and as a result, refusing to sign the peace accord. They're also worried, that's the People's Democratic Party in Edo State, they're also worried that the resident electoral commissioner has very close ties to the FCT minister, who was former governor of River State, Mr. Nyesom Wike. It's his cousin. It hasn't been denied. Of course, we heard Minister Wike talk about it when he came here on Politics Today not too long ago. We've had the Edo Town Hall yesterday right here on Channels Television, bringing stakeholders together to understand what the issues are and what's going to be happening going forward. One of the things that's standing out for most of us is the fact that the peace accord was not signed by the People's Democratic Party, who are the incumbents. So what is going on in Edo State, and what should we be looking out for? And joining us on that conversation, we have Mr. Ralph Obasogie, who's the chieftain of the Labour Party, former Director General of the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council. He's joined us via Zoom. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Good morning to you.
And then, of course, we have Mr. Emmanuel Odige, former spokesperson of the APC Integrity Group, supporters of Asue Igodalo, join us via Zoom from Benin City as well. Nice to have you on the program.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. And then we also have, yes, it's a full house today. We have Collins Osage, Deputy DG, APC Governor Campaign Council Media. Do we have Mr. Osage, are you there? Okay, I hear he's going to be joining us shortly. So we have a full house this morning. I'm going to start with Let's see. Let's start with the Labour Party, because many people have been looking at your party and thinking, with the war going on between the APC and the PDP, what chances do you really have? How is the Labour Party feeling in the run-up to these elections? Some people have said that your focus really is on grassroots mobilization. How do you transform that mobilization into votes?
Thank you very much. You will find that, like you have observed, Labour Party's growth and organization has been very organic, very natural, with people of character. And our candidate, Olumide Akpata, and the deputy candidate, Osama Kadiri, have gone to the grassroots, and they've gone around the entire 192 wards 5 times or even 6 times as at yesterday, and they are still going to the grassroots. So the connection, because Olumide Akpata, Osama Kadiri, and Labour Party are putting people at the center of everything that Labour Party is going to do. The promises is a social contract that we are going to sign with the people. And like I told you, you have also observed, you see the bickering between PDP and APC. In 25 years, okay, they have devastated this state. They've retarded this state. They've destroyed everything that General Bamudia and Ambrosali bequeathed to this state. This state was a proud state. Edo State was a proud state. So Edo people on the 21st are going to have the opportunity to reject and liberate themselves from the shackles of retarded growth, bondage, and underdevelopment that the APC and PDP have fostered on the state for 25 years. People are asking already, where is Ukbila Cement Factory? Where is Bender Feed Flour Mills? Where is Afose Sports Complex? Where is Bender Brewery? Where is Edo Line? We can go on and on. And if you look at those who run PDP now and APC, they are not different, because those who are running PDP now, those who are in PDP and in governance, were those in APC. Those in APC now were those in PDP. So they are just playing games of musical chairs. And I think the state is tired of this underdevelopment and the devastation of the state. With no employment, with all the killing of these industries and factories that I've told you, our boys have nothing else to do than to go into the courts, and then they are the ones that are the militias that these two parties are using. So we need to wake up this state, rejuvenate it, recreate it, reinstate it. The work is going to be enormous. And that alternative to these two parties that have destroyed the state, the alternative is Labour Party, the alternative is Olumide Akpata and Osama Kadiri. And the people of Edo State need to try a new party with fresh ideas after 25 years of stagnation. Look at Benin, look at the whole state. Okay, we have the worst GRA in the whole country. When it rains, you can't go anywhere in the GRA. When it rains, you can't go anywhere in the state. Nowhere is developed. Whereas we have natural crevices to control the water storm or rainstorm, all right? And PDP and APC are bickering over how they have appropriated the $60 million water storm budget and loan they got from the World Bank. Enough of that. We need a party that is going to perform. And if you check our membership, you don't see any of those who have held offices gravitating towards the Labour Party, because they know there is no room for, how would I call it, embezzlements and the rest. We are a party of ideology. We are a party that is going to put the people at the center of whatever we're going to do. And they should give Olumide Akpata and Labour Party that chance come 21st September.
Mr. Odige, I'm coming to you next from the All Progressives Congress. You heard what he said, musical chairs. There's no difference between you, or at least your candidate in his mind, and the incumbent, the incumbent party. There's no difference. It's musical chairs, one after the other. But, you know, one of the issues I wanted to bring up with you was the fact that your party has been accused of trying to use federal might to muscle power away from the People's Democratic Party. You're actually being blamed. They're pointing out that you are behind, your party is behind, you know, what the People's Democratic Party is perceiving as some sort of chicanery that could be going on between the police and the resident electoral commission and those sorts of stories. What do you make of these accusations?
Excuse me, I think you're getting it wrong. I am not of the APC.
Oh.
I have since resigned my membership of the APC.
Oh, okay.
Based on several issues. You know, the lack of internal democracy, the fostering of the most incompetent candidate on the party, you know, and the party has been grossly rationalized. And you know, when there is no unity, there's no cohesion. And without cohesion, you can never succeed in anything. I have since resigned my membership of the APC to join forces with the most credible candidate of the PDP, Aswelime Ighodalo and Sardio.
Oh, well, you have to forgive. You have to forgive me. I actually thought I was calling on Mr. Collins Osage. I thought I was calling on Collins Osage, but we're told that he's not here with us yet. So yes, Mr. Odige, go on.
Responsible. Well, for me, it is evidently clear that Edo is united. My heart first goes to the flood victim of Nigeria, the flood victim in Edo, my local government, and Isako, the three local government, whose palliative, the rice that was meant for flood victims, have been diverted by the APC for campaign purposes. My heart, firstly. And I want to remind my brother Ralph, when he talked about the Labour Party, you know, it is, he said the Labour Party is an ideological party. And it is funny for me because Labour Party became prominent because of fairness, equity, and justice. You would agree with me that the Labour Party candidate is from Oredo, where the incumbent governor is from. And you would agree with me that he has said on several fora that the governor is his cousin. So, you know, Labour Party.
I think we've lost a connection to Mr. Odige there. But is Mr. Osage with us now so we can get the response? Because for Mr. Odige, our question to him is supposed to be for the PDP. Collins Osaga, are you there? All right, you're going to have to unmute, Mr. Collins, so we can speak with you.
I think I've done that.
Aha, very good. Can you hear us now?
Very well, I can hear you.
Okay, so the question that I have posed was actually for you. Sorry, Mr. Odige, we'll get to you shortly. Let's talk to Mr. Collins. So the question I had asked had to do with the accusations of your party, with your party being accused of being...
I had the question.
You heard the question. All right, so let's hear your response to it.
It's quite unfortunate when you see a chief executive officer begin to cry like a baby. And that's exactly what you have seen going on. All the things you have heard PDP say, actually, it's just that they couldn't have their way as usual, the way the governor have always had it. And that is why the governor have always said he has never gone to any political war and not won. And he also gave himself the marathon. A marathon means an iron that cannot be bent. That was what he called himself. But he has seen a system where there's going to be a free and fair election, haven't lost contact with the people, haven't lost support with the people, owing to the abysmal performance that was being performed by the government of Edo State, led by Mr. Governor Godwin Obaseki. It's quite unfortunate that he promised heaven on earth and nothing he could do. He promised to build industry. He promised to give jobs to all Edolites. He promised to
let's just be clear. You're basically saying that this is just sour grapes. You know, you don't think there's any merit to the accusations they're making against the All Progressives Congress.
They are trying
Does it worry you? Let me ask you: if the resident electoral commissioner was cousins to Governor Obaseki, would that be something that you would worry about if you were? If that was the situation, would you be worried about that?
I shouldn't have any reason to even worry at all, because I know we have persons of credibility. For INEC REC chairman to be there as INEC REC chairman, I am sure he didn't just appoint himself. He went through all the rigorous, he went through Senate screening and all of that, and the DSSS haven't certified that the man was fit to be INEC chairman. I'm sure before he was made INEC chairman. Even in the last election where you have some persons, even when APC tried to raise an issue, Today, the spokesperson, one of the spokesperson to Governor Godwin Obaseki then, who they also charged to court, that he accused Mr. Igini from INEC then, that he was working alongside with Governor Godwin Obaseki, quoted some hotels where they met them. I'm sure they have excused him of those charges. So it was the same INEC. So it's part of them. Wherever you find persons like that, those kind of character, they collaborate with themselves and they come up with accusation. They have even accused the police. They have accused the INEC. You are accusing traditional rulers. You are accusing Christian religious body of being biased. Everybody is being biased. That simply means it is PDP, the governor, and probably his candidates that have issues. If you have issues with all the institutions as it were today, it means it is them that have issues. But I want to tell you, Nigerians have since wised up. No one man can put up or can put anyone in his or her arms. You can see the governor fears is coming from the local government election that he conducted some time ago in Edo. He saw the way he humiliated and embarrassed Edo people when he said he wanted to conduct a local government election, thinking the opposition will not come out. But to his greatest shock, all the primary schools or all the voting centers were martyred by Edo citizens. They wanted to express to the governor that his administration was a complete failure.
All right, let's move to because we do have to manage our time. Mr. Odigwe.
Yes, please.
Okay.
You know,
now, hold on a second. I have a different question for you. I know that you want to respond to him. You can get to do that in the course of the conversation. But what I wanted to find out from you, and that's the biggest question when it comes to the People's Democratic Party, who you are supporting for this election, not signing that peace accord. Isn't that some sort of, I don't know, shouldn't that make people feel uncomfortable coming to cover elections in your state? Do you think that there's going to be violence? Many people believe that not signing a peace accord basically says, I'm ready for a fight, and it shouldn't be a war. And you heard what the Inspector General of Police said before we started this conversation. The dynamics after not signing, that's what I want to get from you. What are you expecting? Do you think it's going to be a peaceful exercise?
It's going to be. Edo election has always been peaceful because in Edo we see ourselves as a united family. We can disagree. Elections has always been based on issues. You know, we could talk and play all the games. At the end of the day, Edo will be united. You know, there have never been violence. Let's go back to 2016. 2016 election was keenly contested, where Godwin Obaseki defeated Pastor Sergei Zeyamo of the PDP. Even while PDP candidates campaigned rigorously across, the people gave massive support to Godwin Obaseki. Fast forward to 2020, when Godwin Obaseki was chased out of APC to a new political party, the PDP. And people thought the election, the president was a former military general, a former dictator, he was going to rig election in Edo, people were apprehensive. And the election was free and fair, credible election. And again, Godwin Obaseki of the PDP defeated the APC massively. And now, fast forward to 2024. You know, we've never had such a pre-election violence before. You know, I give it to Edo State Police Command, who have continually fought crime, you know, protected lives and properties in a very civilized manner, who has helped to get rid of kidnappers from our forests, while they were raping our mothers and wives, kidnapping our men in the bushes, in collaboration with the Edo Security Network. They've done very well. In the history of Edo elections, we have never had a situation where special forces are sent to Edo State to arrest members of any political party. It has never happened because Edo State Police Command is capable and able to protect lives and property and fight crimes as they have always done. So for me, as an Edo man and as a PDP man, I think that was unnecessary. You know, the council chairman arrested in Italy,
Mr. Odige, we know
Abuja.
we've heard all the details over the past few days.
So I think
we've heard all the details over the past few days, but not signing the accord. That's my point. Why not just sign it? Since you're saying you believe in peace, why not just sign it? Okay,
now there are demands. The PDP has made demands before they didn't say they will not sign. They want the special forces to be withdrawn out of Edo. Edo have a very effective state police command. There are divisional headquarters in every area in Edo State, even in the most remote village. There are divisional headquarters, and we have area commands everywhere. And these people have the capacity to deal with any issue. So why bring in special forces to Edo to harass? Look, I have been called upon severally to be careful. That they're even after me. I received threats because I dumped the APC based on the lack of internal democracy and the grossly incompetent candidate they have fostered on the Edo people. You know, I think they should just abide to the rules and withdraw that special forces they did not send to Edo when kidnappers was killing us, raping our mothers and wives and sisters in the forest.
All right, I'm going to toss it over to my colleague in Lagos. I think he has a few questions for you.
Well, Mr. Obasogie, let me begin with you. What's your reaction to that, the fact that one political party has refused or is not yet signed the peace accord? How does it resonate with you?
Then I think, in my personal opinion, I'm not speaking for the party. I hope you've seen their demands. Have you seen the demands made by the party before they sign? They have not refused to sign. They made demands, which I think are genuine, which I think should be met.
I hope this is Mr. Ralph Obasogie talking. I hope this is Mr. Ralph Obasogie talking.
No, this is Prince Emmanuel Odige.
Okay, it's Mr. Ralph Obasogie that I'd like to respond to the question.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Obasogie, are you there? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, I understand that you're talking. Please unmute your device so we can hear you. All right, well, while we're waiting for you...
I am saying, hello, I'm here now.
All right, go ahead.
I am saying that I cannot answer for PDP why they did not sign. I'm not of the PDP, I'm of Labour Party, all right? But let me just quickly speak to the issues that Odige raised. You can see that APC and PDP are bickering over how to grab power. Whereas the Labour Party, Olumide Akpata, Atama Kadiri, have been attending to issues, going to the grassroots and asking them, what are your problems? What are your needs? And those are the things that dovetail into the Labour Party manifesto that Olumide has taken as a flag bearer. Okay? Now, you can see that then gives you the character of those who are contending for power. Okay. All right? There are people who are contending for power. PDP and APC want power for power's sake. But Labour Party and Olumide Akpata and Asma Kadiri are looking for power to try and
but I think if you are not answering the question,
Mr. Odige, please allow him to. He has a right. He has the floor now. I'm the one moderating. Allow me to speak to it. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Obasogie. Well, Mr. Osagai, you heard him as well. I'm just wondering if it is something, because we understand from the convener of the National Peace Commission that, you know, it is not a law. It is something more of a moral suasion as opposed to a constitutional or legal thing. But how does it resonate with you that one political party is refusing to sign the peace accord in this election, towards this election?
Yes, thank you very much. If you heard, the governor has since been very out for violence. And if not for God, who is standing by us, only God knows where we are or where we would have been. I can bet you that in Edo prison today, half of the prisoners that are there are the people that the governor has since arrested even before the last election. Even during the ordinary local government election that he conducted, he used his security network that he formed.
Mr. Odige, please, you do not have the floor. Please let Mr. Osagai finish.
Can you allow me, please?
Please go ahead, Mr. Osagai.
Time in this program.
Yeah.
Now that has been the attitude of the government. And even when former President Buhari was president of the Federal Republic, you agree with me, whatever discrepancies or issues he probably had with APC in Edo State, we don't know. He actually gave Governor Baseki the go-ahead to oppress us in Edo.
So long and short, Mr. Osagai, you are not comfortable with the fact that, just a second, long and short, you are not comfortable with the fact that the PDP has refused to sign the peace accord. Is that what you're saying?
Because, yes, because he do know, the governor and PDP have seen it, that the police system and the security agencies that is legally constituted by the people of Nigeria will not take side. Instead, because
but you do also recall, Mr. Osagai, just 1 second, just 1 second, Mr. Osagai, if you can hear me. You do recall that your own party did not sign the peace accord in the build-up to the presidential elections. Mr. Bishop Kuka reminded us that even the president, the current president, the party did not sign the peace accord at the time, and heaven did not fall.
I want to disagree. I want to disagree with that fact. You and I agree that everything then was being managed from the center, and the president today was always interested in the peaceful disposition of Nigerians during and after the election. Completely different from what you are seeing today in Edo.
Help me understand what I'm saying. Just so you understand me, Mr. Osage. Just 1 second. No, just for clarity. Just a second. Just for clarity. The president was not there to sign. What the expectation was that the presidential candidates themselves will show up to signal that, look, we want peace in this election. He was represented by the vice president. But in this case, no one is talking about it at all. That's the point that I'm making. Is this something that is giving you sleepless nights, or you think it is something that, you know, we should just go ahead? It's not gonna be a big deal.
No, it's not a big deal. It's not in the law. It's a mutual agreement. It's a brotherly arrangement. But since the governor, even there before yesterday, said the election is do or die, people must die, that is where the worry comes from. That is why we are begging international communities, NGOs and what have you, to call the government.
Okay. On that, Mr. Osagai, you've led me to the very next question that I want to ask Mr. Dige. Well, Mr. Dige, can you speak to that comment ascribed to the... Just a second, Mr. Osagai. Can you, just so we can manage our time, can you speak to that issue of concern for Mr. Osagai and a number of people who heard the governor say that this election is a do-or-die affair? What does it mean?
Contest. What the governor meant is that if we do not vote, we will die of starvation, of hunger. It doesn't mean it's a do. If we do not vote, we will die of hunger and of starvation. See, contest matters. You know, people just go and, you know, make all sorts of comments, statements. You know, you can see the crops of people in APC. From the candidates to the party ESCO, you know, there are people who are bereaved of ideas, who have no intellectual capacity to understand what the governor was talking about. There is hunger in the land. A bag of beans from 19,000 is 230,000
Well,
today.
you see, Mr. Saga, Mr. DJ, just 1 second. Gentlemen, just 1 second.
You know, the high cost of living, people can no longer...
Just a second. So we can understand and we, as you said, put everything in context. Most of the time when people hear comments, they don't listen to context. They just take the comments and they go on with it. Mr. Saga, Mr. Basoge, you've also heard that comment because political rhetorics are very, very important. People react to things differently. And you've spoken to what your candidate is doing and all of that. But do you think political, let me use the term of a late governor of Ondo State, political gunshots, you think that they matter in this election? You think people should listen to context or just listen to what is being said and they act on it?
Yeah, there is no contest.
Let me quickly call
Mr. Odige, just 1 second. Please allow Mr. Obasogie to respond. Thank you.
You can play the video. I'm sure you have the video in the distance. The governor was heard live saying that if there are money, yes, he has reasons to be apprehensive. We all have those reasons. But he then said, if anything, if the ruling party at the national level does anything to manipulate the elections, okay, that the place will bomb.
Okay, that's a different matter.
No,
that's
yes,
a different matter.
I know, wait. So, but you can see how APC and PDP have been shooting themselves in the streets. They are the ones that command the talks, all right? They are bickering over a former senator who left PDP and they came back to APC, was caught on live camera saying that they supported Obaseki and put him there so that, but he just got there and kept all the resources under his apron strings. That's why he decamped again to APC. PDP, Labour Party is not like that. We speak to issues. Let me address Odige's talk about equity or inequity.
Yes.
Labour Party, out of all the parties, out of the 3 major parties, was the only party whose candidate, Olumide Akpata, emerged democratically. We followed the Electoral Act, starting from the wards. And when you're talking about equity, PDP and APC...
With all the litigations...
No, excuse me. I didn't see any... APC and PDP actually held primaries. Shambolic primaries anyway, but they held primaries. They threw the ticket open. Labour Party has not been in government. This is our first time. You can't be talking about equity in Labour Party when we've not produced any governor. And yet, let me let you know that your people in Esaland, in the primaries, Olumide scored about 417 votes, while your major colleagues in Esaland scored 77 votes. Esan delegates voted for Olumide.
Well, gentlemen, I think the day of the election is just a few days ago. Gentlemen, just 1 second. You know, we're just days to this election. Today is the 16th of September. And how many days before the 21st? I guess they say, the time will tell. I have to thank you, gentlemen, for your time this morning. Ralph Obasogie is a chieftain of the Labour Party. He's joined us. He's also former DG Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council. Emmanuel Odige is a former spokesperson of APC's Integrity Group, supporters of Asue Ighodalo in the PDP, as well as Collins Osagai, who is Deputy DG APC Governorship Campaign Council Media. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. And
thank you very much for having me.
We'll take a few messages and then we'll go straight to Business Morning on Sunrise Daily.